Hey guys, it's Ray. Welcome to another video. Today I'm building a modern farmhouse mansion, and I did not realize this at the time when I titled it, but once I saved the video into like my library, I realized that I already had a video by the exact same name, but it was a little too late at that point because I already uploaded it to gallery and everything. So I think I'm just going to call it a modern farmhouse mansion and barn because this time there is a barn, and I don't think the last time I had a video called the same thing there was a barn. Also, I think it was almost a year ago, probably over a year ago at this point, so forgive me for forgetting, but I thought it sounded a little familiar, but I didn't know what else to name this because that's what it is, you know. It's a mansion. It's 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It's pretty big, or six bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. There's like a gym, an office. There's a lot of room in here, so I decided, you know, I would qualify it as a mansion, but it's also, you know, literally modern farmhouse. That's like the style of the house. So, I mean, I did not know what else to call it. I guess I could have been a little more creative, but I just wanted to call it what it was and not try to think of something else because, you know, why waste the time and effort when, you know, that's basically what it is. Keep it simple, you know? So that being said, here is my modern farmhouse mansion and barn. So basically my modern farmhouse mansion part 2. This one's a little more what you would think as a traditional farmhouse because it's like white and black. And I see a lot of pictures, you know, just like on Pinterest and whatever of like example farmhouse mansions and whatever. And they definitely look more like this style than the last one that I did. But I originally built this because I wanted, believe it or not, I decided to start playing The Sims again. It did not last long, by the way. But I was like, you know, I'm going to try the new scenario challenges or whatever because I heard that was like a new thing that The Sims added recently. So I was like, you know, this could make playing the game a little more interesting. So why not try it? So I started doing the Plant Sim challenge. And I was like, you know what? I kind of need a house for my Sim to live in. Why not build a house for them? Because, you know, I could download someone else's on the gallery, but I love building anyway. So I might as well just build what I want. And then I can kind of get the house that I envisioned in my mind, which was something like this, because I started playing with a sim that I had been playing with a while ago, and she like has a lot of money in her household. So I was like, you know, might as well just build something big, even though it's just like one sim in the household, but you know, might as well just go for it. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna need a house for this challenge. You know, I'm gonna get really into it. I need a lot of space for plants because if she's a plant sim, she's got to like, you know, do a lot of gardening and whatever. That's just like what the challenge requires, I guess. So I did not get very far into it because I wanted to build this house first. And believe it or not, I built this house. I was like, okay, I'm going to play in this. I'm going to follow the challenge rules. I'm going to complete the challenge. It's going to be exciting. And then once I finish this, I immediately just stopped playing with her again. So I think it's safe to say that I definitely give it a fair shot in trying to play the actual game, but I think it's just not for me. I think I'm just more of a builder, and I think when I do build things, I always tell myself, you know, maybe I'll play with people in this, but, you know, I don't know. It's just really not for me. I guess I just really like doing more of the creative stuff with The Sims instead of the like gameplay, which is like, there's nothing wrong with doing gameplay. Like sometimes it's nice just to do whatever the heck you want and create the Sims that you want and kind of like live out your dream life, or just like play around and like make a crazy sim or whatever, but it's just not for me. I'd rather do that, you know, building houses and just like exploring like all the creative things I can do with build and buy mode. And, you know, like whenever I buy a new pack, I get so excited because like, you know, I wait for the packs to go on sale. So when they do, I'm like, oh, I know I'm getting a good deal out of this. I get really excited and then I get inspired, and, you know, it's just the way that I like to play the game. And, you know, everyone has their different ways of playing the game. So maybe I will try to get back into gameplay sometime in the future, but I do not really see that happening for now, especially because I was motivated enough to make this house for my sim that I was willing to play. But once I made the house, you know, that was it for me, which I think is really funny because I don't know, at least it gave me the inspiration to build, because otherwise maybe I wouldn't have been able to find inspiration. So maybe that's all I need for the gameplay. I just need to make a sim, then I need to build the house for that sim. And whether or not I play the sim or not does not really matter, I guess, you know, as long as I can find the inspiration for building a house. And, you know, once I upload it to the gallery, anyone else can download it and play whatever sim they want in it, because I know some other people, you know, they don't like building, but they do like playing the Sims. So they might as well, you know, download my house off the gallery and then have fun with it in their own gameplay. But for me, it's basically the opposite. Like, I'll build the house, but I will not play the sim. So I just think that's really funny. It's really cool to see the different ways that people enjoy playing the Sims. So that was just a little background to how the house came to be. But going back to the actual building of the house, you can see what I'm doing to make these shutters is I'm like take this little object, it's like a wall decoration object from base game, and I place it like a bunch of times, and then I use the tool mod to lower them down little by little and sort of create this shutter shape. And one thing that kind of bothers me with The Sims 4 is that there is no shutters. You kind of have to like either choose windows that come like pre-shuttered, or you have to like create your own, which like I don't mind, but it would be nice to like kind of have the choice. And like I don't remember exactly if The Sims 3 had it, but I remember them having, I might be wrong, but I do remember them at least having some options. So that just kind of bothered me that The Sims 4 didn't have that, but I mean, that's okay. Like, you know, more of a reason to be creative in creating our own. So I just, you know, might as well try that and have fun with it. So I definitely built the entire front before I even tried looking at the back. But so here I am on the back. And then I go back to the front and I work on the barn, and then I finish up the back a little later because I was like, I really don't know what I'm doing. And sometimes, you know, when you're having trouble with something, it just is easier to step away from it, you know, take a second, do something else, and then go back to it. So that's what I ended up doing because I knew that I wanted there to be a barn here in the front anyways. And I think it's been a while since I've built something with a barn. I think it was probably over a year ago where I built this other farmhouse, different from the one called the same thing, but it was definitely some sort of farm with a barn. I didn't really like the house as much, like looking back on it, but I really did like the barn. So I was trying to create something sort of like what I did last time, just like a little different because, you know, I have new objects now and I got new wallpapers and everything. And I don't remember the wallpaper I used for that barn, but I definitely think I did a better job because I used just like plain red wallpaper because there was no really red paneling, but I did sort of decorate it a little bit by adding the shelves along to create some sort of siding and just added a lot of detail, which I don't think I did as much last time at least. So I really had a lot of fun doing it, and I think it turned out pretty well. I think it was fun to do it on the diagonal because I didn't want to be facing the front. I was like, the house is already facing the front, so it'd be kind of weird. You know, might as well sort of see it a little better. You can see the sides. You can really tell what it is. So I thought that was really cool, especially because it was in the front, so it's kind of far away from the house. So I feel like it needs to kind of, you know, be on its own. So it needs to kind of be a big statement building. So going back to the house, like I said, it's, I believe, 6 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. And I did end up furnishing the entire thing, which, you know, somewhat unusual for me. So I was kind of excited that I ended up doing that. I really was not originally doing it. I don't know, when I build houses like that I know my Sims are going to live in, I usually don't end up furnishing everything because I'm like, oh, you know, might as well leave some space for them to grow. And like, I might add Sims to the household. I might want to pick up a new skill and have a new room for it. So I usually leave them empty. So if I do end up playing in this house, which is not likely to happen, I might, you know, take out the furniture. But I did furnish each bedroom and I kind of give them each like color schemes like I usually do. And there's like a pink room, a blue room, a purple room, pink, or I already said pink, yellow, and then just like a orange and like teal colored room. And then I think there's one that's like just teal. So I definitely went with like a bunch of different color schemes. I kind of like to do that. I think it helps change up the house, you know, make it a little diverse just like throughout, because, you know, if everything's the same color, it's kind of boring. So, you know, even though it's a sort of monotoned on the outside, it is definitely very colorful on the inside. And I did something in this house that I have not done yet in any of my houses, at least on the channel. What I did is I looked up painting in the gallery, and people put like no CC paintings, which is so cool. Like I just did not realize this was a thing until I was watching like some other YouTubers build with it and like use this. But you can like look up painting and people put in like paintings. I do not know how they get it. Like, if you know, please tell me, because it's so cool. Like, it has something to do with like uploading a picture, and then you have your Sims paint that picture from reference, I think. But it's so cool. Like, basically, you can get any picture that you want into a painting, put it on the gallery as like a room, and then you can save that painting into your game and put it up on the wall for decoration. So it's like, it's categorized as just like a painting from reference in the game. So it's no CC, but it's like a painting that your Sim would not normally paint from the game. So I just thought that was so cool, and it allowed me to like kind of diversify the decorations that were in the house, because, you know, I'm sick of using the same types of paintings over and over again, and I could get more with the more packs and whatever, but, you know, it's still only a limited number of them. And also I would have to like pay a lot of money for an entire pack just to get like a few more paintings. Like, that's not worth it for me to get sick of them anyways. So I did it like one time, I think, for like one of the rooms, and then I ended up doing it like a ton more because I was like, wow, this is like much better than just having to select the ones that the game gives us. So definitely think I'll be doing that again. But I admire the people who do that, because there were loads and loads of different types of paintings and a lot to choose from. And I decided to choose some sort of like nature themed ones because I thought it really fit with the theme of the house. But I just thought it was so cool. And I even did it for like the tiling in the kitchen, which you'll see. Like, I was like, I need a backsplash, but there aren't that many good backsplashes, not many like detailed ones other than tile in the base game. So I like downloaded a bunch of like one wall and every single painting like one by one to make it a tile, which was like a lot of work, but it was still really cool. And also the cool thing is with the paintings is that you can size them up and down however you'd like and add frames or remove the frames and do whatever you want to them. It doesn't get messed up. The only thing is you can't really copy it. You have to keep downloading that one painting from the gallery, so from the room. So that is a little bit annoying, but I definitely had a really cool time experimenting with that. So as you can see, I'm basically finishing up the back now. I'm adding a little more of these plants. I think it just makes it look a little more natural, a little more like the house is lived in. It's been there for a little while. And then you see I kind of liked having the little stilts out for the deck back there because you could kind of see underneath for the foundation of the actual house. And I thought that was so cool. It's not something I usually would do. So I thought it was a little different. And then you can see I added that little the chimney. I have a mini one up out front, but then I have a bigger one out back, and I thought that was kind of cool. It was a little bit of a statement piece. So now I'm decorating the side here, and I think once I'm almost done with the exterior. Once I finish the exterior, I move to the landscaping. So I do the rocks so that you don't see those big dirt hills all around. And then I do some plants. I add some planters out in the front. I have a lot of like just fencing and plants because I wanted a lot of space for my sim to be able to plant whatever they wanted. And I used the I think they're called like the mounds, like the planting mounds or something from, forgive me, I'm not a big player. It was from Cottage Living. I know that. So you need Cottage Living to have that object, but you don't have it. It doesn't really matter because you can always just plant the plants literally into the ground. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I guess you can have more like plants there at once. I still don't know because I've never played with it, but I thought it looked pretty cool. It gave it more of like a farm vibe. So that's kind of what I was going for because even though this is like a farmhouse, which technically is not like a house that you would normally see on a farm because it's just like modern, I wanted to give it that vibe, especially with that front little farm area. And that was also all the space I had. As you can tell, there was no space in the back really to put any plants. So I had to do all the farming stuff in the front, which is fine. And I thought it kind of added to the aesthetic, especially with the way that I put the plants in. So I thought that was really cool. And you'll see that in a little bit. But yeah, so long story short, I am doing the landscaping. Then I go into the interior. I do not think I have all the film of me doing the bedrooms, decorating the bedrooms. I have most of them. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know if you liked it, if you want to see anything similar, different, whatever you guys like, really whatever comes to me, I always go for. So if you can give me some inspiration or like have any ideas or whatever, I'm always willing to try it out. Doesn't always work out for me, but sometimes when I get inspiration, whether that's from a picture on Pinterest or just like from a sim that I'm like, I'm going to play, even if I don't end up playing her, I definitely enjoy having ideas and just like inspiration because I think that's my main issue when it comes to building in a Sims. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video and I will see you guys next time. Bye.